Listen, she's a great ball striker, great player, great competitor. I think we've seen that over the last few years. She's had good results. I think this year it seems like maybe she's finding some more consistency with her results. At least, she's beaten quite a few top players this year, including myself, and she's tricky to play against. I mean, she's a lefty. She hits the ball well. She kind of baits you with her lefty serve. I think I've seen her in the gym a lot. I think she's trying to work on getting stronger.
Jessica Pegula just explained in her own words why Alexandra Eala beat her 6-0 in a set she should have won. This isn't a recap of the 2026 Mubadala DC Open Final. This is Jessica Pegula, world number 3, breaking down her own loss piece by piece. And the numbers behind her words tell a story most fans never saw.
Yeah, it felt a little bit hotter, but on my side, I just felt like I couldn't find my...
Sunday, August 2nd, 2026, William H. G. Fitzgerald Tennis Center, Washington, D.C. Jessica Pegula walked into the final as the top seed, the favorite, the player who'd won 7 of her previous 8 matches. Alexandra Eala walked in unseeded, ranked world number 28. Pegula took the first set 6-4. Everything was on schedule. But this wasn't the end. Rain hit Washington before the match even started, pushing the opening back nearly 3 hours. Then 1 hour into play, with Eala leading 2-1 in the second set, thunderstorms forced officials to suspend the match entirely. Courts stayed wet for over 5 hours, so organizers made the call. Finish it Monday morning.
It is suspended because it is raining again. Not super hard, but it's enough to wet the court. So people are coming off. And well, the good news is Alex is up 2-1 in the second set. She had to fight really hard for that last service game. Definitely increasing her pace on the ball. I can hear Coach Joanne saying, mucho más fuerte, which is way harder, much harder. So she's doing it, she's pushing. Jessica is striking the ball really well. Sometimes she falls into a string of errors, like in that last 2 service games, she has like a couple of return errors. So yeah, definitely still in this. Pegula has won the first set 6-4. Eala leads 2-1. Eala leads 2-1, second set. Okay, and here are the Filipinos, super happy. What can I say? The most famous name here in DC is Alex. Okay, we gotta wait a bit.
And to soften the blow of a workday final, they opened the gates free to the first 1,000 fans. Overnight, Eala and coach Joan Bosch had something Pegula didn't. Time to rethink.
I definitely felt like 2 different matches. I think it kind of was. I think I was playing much better yesterday, so I felt like it just kind of flip-flopped.
And that's where things shifted. Monday morning, Eala broke Pegula's serve at 5-4 to steal the second set. Then came the third set. And here's the number that stops people. 6-0. Eala won 75% of total points in that set. 86% of her first serve points. Pegula didn't win a single game. A top 3 player on a 7 of 8 win streak going into the final as the clear favorite, and she lost 12 of the last 14 games of the match. That gap between the pre-match math and what actually happened on court is the real story here.
I just felt like I couldn't find my rhythm. I think I was playing much better yesterday for whatever reason than I was.
So what changed? Pegula told reporters herself,
she's tricky to play against. I mean, she's a lefty. She hits the ball well. She kind of baits you with her lefty serve.
And her answer wasn't about nerves or fatigue. It was about geometry. I think it helps that she's a lefty. Lefties can get away with a little bit more because we're just not used to seeing the ball come that direction as often, Pegula said. Most of the WTA Tour is right-handed, built around right-to-right cross-court rallies. Eala's left-handed forehand breaks that pattern. It drives cross-court straight into a right-hander's backhand, dragging opponents behind the baseline and opening up angles most players never train against. Pegula wasn't beaten by nerves in that third set. She was beaten by a stroke pattern her body just doesn't see often enough to solve in real time. but the lefty angle was only half of it.
I think everyone that plays her would probably be working on a slower serve because her serve is definitely slower. Yeah, I was trying to do more of that today, which didn't really seem to help me much.
With her specifically, it stays so low. It's hard to attack, the ball is kind of below the net, and you're having to hit up on it. Anytime you have to do that, it can be really tricky, Pegula explained. This is the mechanical detail that made the difference in that 6-0 set. Eala keeps the ball low off the bounce, below the ideal strike zone, forcing opponents to lift instead of drive through the court. And Pegula's entire game is built on flat, aggressive ball striking. Against a low, skidding bounce, that weapon gets taken away point by point. That's not bad luck. That's a stylistic mismatch that had already shown up once before when Pegula beat Eala in 3 sets at the 2025 Miami Open, as it resurfaced sharper 13 months later in Washington. What happened next changed the framing entirely. Because Pegula didn't stop at tactics, she talked about the crowd. Eala's Filipino fan base has become part of her matches. Loud, constant, present at nearly every stop on tour. And Pegula revealed something specific.
The crowd today was really loud, honestly. Like, sometimes I'm just so in my own world, I don't even quite notice like how crazy it is because I feel like my perception might be different than people sitting in the crowd. But it was really nice to see a really big turnout today, I think, for a Monday final. That was really nice to have, even though it didn't go my way. I think it was still a really great atmosphere. And like I said in my speech, I think I'd rather play in an atmosphere like that than nobody.
She could hear organized chants for Eala from her own hotel room at a completely separate tournament. Not in the stadium, from a hotel room. That's the scale of the following we're talking about here. Just to see how far you've come over the last couple of years when we first played, to see the amazing fans that follow you every single place you go. It's not fun to play against, but I do appreciate the really fun atmosphere, I do. I think it's amazing, so congrats, Pegula said. And she went further, addressing Eala's fans directly. To all the Filipino fans that came out and have supported, you guys are still helping grow tennis around the world. I appreciate that, being a female athlete, being in tennis. Now, put those two quotes together, and something reframes. Pegula isn't just naming a stroke pattern or a bounce height, she's naming a psychological environment, a fan base loud enough to reach a hotel room in another city, as part of what makes facing Eala genuinely difficult. 3 separate forces named by the same opponent in the same set of interviews. The angle, the bounce, the noise, and here's the number that ties it all together. Eala's championship run through Washington didn't just beat Pegula, it went through Chin Wen-jung, Leylah Fernandez, Elina Svitolina, and Naomi Osaka before the final even started. 4 Grand Slam caliber names, 1 unseeded 21-year-old, and a title that lifted her from world number 28 to a career high world number 20.
It's been pretty exhausting, at least for me. It's been a long week for me, you know, coming in here, not having a lot of practice and hours under my belt, and then just playing every single day. And then, you know, the long days that we've had starting from yesterday. Yeah, it's been a long week. I think I'm a little fried now that it's all over.
President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. of the Philippines called it a moment that continues to redefine what is possible for Philippine tennis. Pegula, meanwhile, still holds world number 3, behind Aryna Sabalenka and Iga Swiatek, a reminder that this wasn't really a ranking upset. It was a stylistic one. Both players are already in Toronto for the National Bank Open. Eala's drawn against the winner of Alicia Parks and Victoria Jimenez Casinseva. Pegula opens against Magdalena Frank.